Hi, I'm Marcus Cheatham, Health Officer of the Mid-Michigan District Health Department, serving Clinton, Gratiot, and Montcalm counties in central Michigan. What I want to talk about today is the fact that Michigan has really crushed the COVID curve. There is very little COVID-19 out there in the community right now. And I want to talk about the importance of what we've accomplished and why we need to preserve our gains. And to do that, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you and showing you some work by statistician Peter James Walker about COVID in different states. We're going to start out by looking at the nation as a whole. We're going to look at COVID deaths, positive test results, the number of test results, and a figure called the percent of test results that are positive. So as far as deaths, the country as a whole peaked out at over 2,000 deaths a day, and now it's come way down, probably 600-700 deaths a day. So we've more than cut that number in half. That's really good. Positive test results are giving you an indication of how many cases are out there. We peaked out at over 30,000 positive test results a day, and that's come down to just over 20,000. So we need to make some more progress there. At least we're moving in the right direction. And then as far as test results, we've really increased testing a lot. We're up to nearly 500,000 tests a day. That's very good news. As far as percent of tests that are positive, that number needs to be below 2%. When 2% or less of your test results are positive, it means you're testing enough so that you're catching most of the cases and you're getting those people quarantined. And that's how you slow COVID down and make it go away, by quarantining the sick people so they don't spread it. Here's the data for Michigan. As far as deaths go, we reached a peak of over 150 deaths a day. That's now come way down to something in the neighborhood of 20. So we've made tremendous progress with that. Then as far as positive test results, we peaked out at over 12,000 positive a day, and that's come way down to 150 or so. So we're doing really, really good. Testing, we zoomed up to nearly 16,000 tests a day. We've kind of run into trouble lately, and so we need to get that fixed. As far as percent of tests that are positive, we're in the right space. Most recently, we were at 1.2%, so we had achieved what we needed to accomplish with percent of tests that are positive. We're testing enough to catch the COVID that's out there. Then right here, you see it spiked up in the wrong direction again. So this is because we've been testing in long-term care facilities in places where we know we're going to find a lot of positive people. That's the right thing to do, even though it makes our numbers look bad. Let's look at New York, a state that sort of accomplished the same thing we did, even more. They had nearly 800 deaths a day at their peak. It's come way down. They're really beating COVID. They had 10,000 positive test results a day. That's come way, way down to, maybe 500 or so right now. Testing, they did real good. They got up to 60,000 tests a day. And then as far as test results that are positive, same as Michigan, 1.2. So New York did great. Let's look at a couple of other states. Let's look at Arizona, for example. So not as much illness in Arizona as in Michigan and New York, but they were up around 25 deaths a day, and it's just been flat in Arizona. Look at this. People testing positive has zoomed up to nearly 16,000. That's an incredible surge right there of people testing positive. And so that does not look good for their future. As far as testing, they only got up to 8,000, and then they just haven't been making the curve as far as percent of test results that are positive. So all these new cases have just overwhelmed their data, and they're not testing nearly as much as they need to. Here we are in sunny Florida. They got up to over 50, nearly 60 deaths a day. It's pretty flat. They're not really improving. Positive test results, they're up to 2,000. They're experiencing a big spike here. And then testing, they only got up to 30,000 tests, and 6% of tests are positive. So they are not testing as much as they need to catch all the sick people and quarantine them. So that's why they're losing the fight here. So think about this. You could be living in Florida and feel scared when you go out. You could be living in Florida and knowing when you go out, there's people out there with COVID, and you might be exposed. Or you could be living in Michigan, where it's very unlikely when you go out that you're around people who are actually COVID positive, because we crushed that curve. The reason we were able to accomplish that was because we had a disciplined response. People followed the plan. People stayed home when they needed to. Most businesses that have reopened have done so safely, following the guidance in the emergency orders. That's why we were able to make COVID go away. So the governor has announced that schools can reopen in the fall. This is so important. Working families need to be able to have their kids in school so they can go to work and earn money and pay their bills. The kids need to be around their friends. They need to be learning and getting ready for the future. This is the foundation of our way of life. We need to be able to get our schools open. If we start doing risky things and bring back COVID, there could be a second wave and the schools might need to close. Let's not throw away what we've accomplished. So please don't be piling into the bars. Don't be partying down in the clubhouse. Social distance, wear your mask when you're indoors, do things that we're allowed to do, and just wait on the other things until the governor okays it. If we continue to follow the reopening plan, we will keep COVID under control. Our schools will be able to reopen. We'll feel safe. We'll feel like we can go out and we're not scared. And that is the greatest feeling in the world. So that's it from the Mid-Michigan District Health Department. More news as soon as we have it. Thank you.